It's Eddie Hearn and we are weighing in.
Yes, weighing in with Eddie Hearn. Eddie, first and foremost, I won't stroke my beard this time.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you, mate.
How you feeling?
Feel good, mate. Feel good. Excited for the show tomorrow. I think it's a really good show. I mean, it's not, you know, you don't have the superstar names yet, but I think it's a really solid card from top to bottom. I think it'll be a great night of boxing.
Did you have a little tipple last night?
Did I what?
A little drink last night?
No, don't drink.
At all?
Not really.
Okay, we'll leave that one there then. Let's talk about the weigh-in. Lively. The Bull Army was in full effect.
Yeah.
Cherneeka Johnson. What did you make of that?
Yeah, I didn't really. I'm yet to kind of digest what happened. Really, I just sort of saw her get on the scales, and yeah, I don't know. I haven't been on Twitter yet, but yeah, look, I think fighters are often trying to make statements in and out of the ring, and you know, each to their own of how they want to market themselves, and that's a great fight, really good fight. Like Cherneeka Johnson is super tough, and Eddie Scottney is so skillful. I think it's a great clash of styles, and I think that could be fight of the night tomorrow night.
Just going back to the weigh-in though, next time bring your shades. Sonny makes his Matchroom debut. We know he can box, he can move, he can have fun in the ring. What do you want to see from him on his Matchroom?
I want to just see him go through the gears. You know, I think he's not the biggest puncher in the world. Look, you don't see a lot of stoppages in those weight classes. But once you control a fighter, once you've beaten that fighter, try and get him out of there. And I think if he can do that, if he can force a stoppage tomorrow, I think it'd be a major statement.
Do you think Sonny gets the respect he deserves for being a world champion?
Not really, because I think he's had no profile, he's had no promotion, and he's a flyweight. So now people get to see him more, people will tune in more, people will respect him more, and people will see how good he is.
A lot of people question Sonny's resume, but do you think he can take the blame for that?
I think his resume's alright. I mean, he beat Muthalani, who's a very good fighter, and he beat the mandatory in his last fight, who's a right handful. And he also beat Wazim, didn't he? And Mohammed Wazim. I think he's got a decent resume. And you know, but we need to get him the unification fights, and that'll be the plan if he's successful on Saturday.
Obviously, like you said, that's the plan. Bam Rodriguez is rumoured to be coming. Is he coming?
Not coming. No, just getting over his jaw, and he's just returned to training now.
Johnny Fisher brings the Romford Bosch Army out again. With his massive following, Eddie, how hard is it to manoeuvre him?
I think it's difficult because they want him in area and English title fights now over 10 rounds. This is his last 8-rounder, but he's also a young, inexperienced heavyweight, so you have to bring him through at the right pace, and I think we've done that perfectly. This is his first southpaw. He's a good fighter, so I think it'll be a decent fight, but after this, if he comes through, looking to move him to 10 rounds, and then the Bull Army will get him to go deep.
Do you think we'll see him against Thomas Partey anytime soon?
It's a good fight. Yeah, good fight. I mean, that's a fight that, you know, could be built into something big.
Saturday night, Sunday morning, you see Josh Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez. What's your predictions for that fight?
I think it's difficult to say because you don't really know where any of them are at. I mean, Josh Taylor's coming off, I mean, let's be honest, what should have been a defeat to Jack Catterall. Hasn't boxed for well over a year. He's a tremendous fighter, but if he's the same fighter, I think he stops Teofimo Lopez. I think he's too busy for him, he'll outwork him, and again, Lopez, you don't know where he is. Like, emotionally, he looks all over the place.
Wasserman will be on the Zone in a couple of weeks' time. Josh Kelly's headlining that show. Conor Benn is a name always mentioned to him, and he says Conor doesn't want that smoke. Is that a fight you'd like to make?
Yeah, I think it's a good fight. I mean, it's just not a big fight. Like, you know, I mean, Josh is a great fighter, but we're looking at making a fight for Conor Benn that's going to make him, you know, several millions of pounds, and that's, you know, a fight with a big name. But Josh is a very good fighter, and who knows?
The most likely big name is obviously Eubank Jr. Is there any update? Has been in negotiations?
Yeah, we were negotiating, you know, non-stop with Calisal, and they want to make that fight. We want to make that fight. We'll see if we can get it over the line.
I wanted your views on a few comments from a recent Mauricio Sulaiman interview. He says Tyson Fury is a victim of being the greatest, and all of the fighters are abusing their monetary status. What's your thought on that?
I think Tyson Fury is abusing his monetary status, but you know, Mauricio Sulaiman is obviously going to back his champion, and I think it's a general problem in boxing that fighters want too much money. Just so happens that Tyson Fury is one of them.
Sticking with WBC, they've got a ban on Russia and Russian fighters. Is Canelo's next opponent going to be David Benavidez?
No, I think it'll be Dmitry Bivol. It's got nothing to do with the WBC. But Bivol can't fight for the undisputed against Beterbiev at the moment because of that ruling. So we'll have to see. But at the moment, we're not there where we need to be on the negotiations. But we'll see if we can get there.
Speaking of negotiations, anthonyjoshua will fight in August. Is Dillian Whyte the only name in the hat?
No, not the only name in the hat, but he's the one we're focused on. So I haven't really got a lot of other names to tell you about, but we just want to make that fight. If we can't, we'll revert and we'll find someone else in the top 15.
Eddie, as a Knoxman, I have to ask you about an update on Leigh. His mandatory has been ordered already, but we all want to see the fight in the City Ground. Have you started any talks with Forest?
Yeah, we have. We've reached out to them. We want to make that fight with Josh Warrington. We've obviously got the mandatory as well with Komatov, which we have to resolve, but if we had our choice, it would be Leighwood against Josh Warrington at the City Ground next.
Is that in September?
Yes.
In September we get the international
break, correct, yeah.
Is that what we're going for, yeah? Wicked. On to the fun stuff. Leonard Elvey doesn't like you. Espinoza isn't a fan. Bob Arum loves to take a shot. And now oscardelahoya has told you to stay in your lane. You must be doing something right.
It's great, isn't it? Yeah, I mean the fact that all those prominent figures talk about me non-stop must be showing, must be a good sign. So I think, forget Espinoza, he's works for a broadcaster. But in terms of the promoters, if you ask people honestly, Leonard Ellerby, Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya and Bob Arum, over this, I know Bob's 93, but over the next 5 years, decade, who you backing to come out on top? 100% poll winner, moi.
Absolutely. Final one, Eddie. You were fully weighing in on Bob Arum in our last interview, and I expect nothing less when I ask you your thoughts on Frank Warren saying all you do when it comes to Cherneeka Johnson is fanny around.
Yeah, I don't really. He was on a fanny rant, wasn't he? It was just a bizarre interview. Like, I've never seen it. It's just, I think I also it made me laugh a little bit because I know that George Warren will watch it and go, oh my god, no. And it's like me when my dad does an interview with Coogan or whatever. I just think, oh no. They should just have it, just like chill out at 8:70 odd and like just time to relax and do a bit of fishing.
Love that. We'll leave it there. Thank you for your time and thank you for weighing in.
No worries, mate.